Most folks will remember Harvey for the water, the boats on boulevards, as Houston became a giant concrete bowl full of rain. But on the coast, they remember the wind. How the storm stalled here for 13 hours, spat out dozens of tornadoes, and took apart a town devoted to birds, art, and the sea.
The aquarium that doesn't exist anymore, the Rockport Center for the Arts that doesn't exist anymore.
One of these trucks holds 100 cubic yards of broken lives. Rockport will fill 200,000 loads. There's not a single habitable apartment in town. The schools are 2/3 full, and the mayor worries his town could actually die.
So we had over 1,300 businesses operating in the community. As of last week, we had 360 that reopened.
And that's your tax base, too.
Yes, it is.
There's a big FEMA tent downtown, but the Rockport Relief Camp
How you doing this morning?
I'm good. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
is really just Samantha's backyard.
This is donated furniture. This is more donated supplies.
Where she housed, fed, and supplied dozens of families with only private donations solicited on Facebook.
This is our diaper barn.
Look at this. That's the generosity of strangers there, right?
And I want to make sure that everyone understands. We have received no state, county, national, no government assistance at all. We got denied by FEMA 3 times. So we
How do you feel about that?
Oh, it pisses me off.
But just 5 minutes away, Bo and Renee could not be happier with FEMA because they just received a brand new 3-bedroom, 3-bath home. Way more than one couple needs, but FEMA insisted.
So when I got the call about this, I was kind of shocked.
You won the FEMA lottery.
I was like, but I didn't sign up for this.
Meanwhile, back at Samantha's relief camp, a family of 6 shares a donated RV, and a woman 9 months pregnant lives in a tent. It seems like the aid is as fickle as the storm as to who is touched.
It is.
And if you could talk to the head of FEMA, what would you say?
Pull your head out of your ass.
Listen, I identify with Samantha's frustrations. I mean, when you've lost, not only you, but your neighbors have lost everything you've ever worked for, it's an incredibly tough situation.
Brock Long knows something about frustration and baptism by fire, wind, and water. Many of his 19,000 personnel have worked such long hours, they've hit a pay cap and will have to give back overtime. What does that do for morale? Are there people who are essentially working for free?
We got to fix that problem, and I've been very vocal, within Congress. I mean, it impacts morale.
Since taking over FEMA in June, nearly 5 million people have registered for disaster aid, more than Katrina and Sandy and Wilma combined.
But you have to understand, we don't have thousands, tens of thousands of manufactured homes and travel trailers just stored somewhere ready to go. We have to buy these things.
One FEMA trailer like that, from cradle to grave, costs what?
Anywhere between $200,000 and $300,000. And then when it's done, I'm not allowed to reuse that trailer. I can't refurbish it, reuse it. We have to dispose of it.
Look at this. This is everywhere on Big Pine Key. Just mountains of busted appliances and mattresses. Look at these trash jet skis over here. Meanwhile, the Florida Keys are providing another lesson in how FEMA dollars are spent.
In fact, Key West is close to perfect.
While they try to salvage the tourist season in Key West, the drive to Key West is far from normal. And it's all thanks to messy local politics. Even though Monroe County had cleanup contracts in place before the storm, Florida gave out emergency contracts 2 days after, when demand for men and machinery was sky high. Before the storm, a contractor would have charged $3,200 to haul away a wrecked boat like this, or $1,000 for a refrigerator that should cost $100.
Right.
Meanwhile, you can't pay your guys overtime.
Right.
Should we be outraged about that?
FEMA doesn't do debris. You know what we do? We coordinate the grant funding down to a governor, to the local communities to help them pay for those debris. I don't think FEMA should dictate the market rate of the private sector.
Here at Snappers in South Key Largo, they're partying. Everybody here's staying, right? But maybe the best recovery lesson comes from a foul-mouthed bar owner.
We are not leaving until it's really the shit hits the fan. Sorry.
Okay, you can't say that, but
Peter went viral by mocking the storm with 2 S-bombs right before Irma turned snappers to driftwood.
it's completely gone.
But thanks to decent insurance and devoted regulars who helped him clean up,
What's up, guys? How are you?
they were open within days.
It's a party.
It was a very positive energy right after the hurricane, and everybody is helping each other out, and the government is not doing anything. And you should expect that the government stands up and the government helps, and only help, and only don't be in our way. Just do it. Make it happen. Make it happen.
We cannot do this alone. Anytime FEMA is the first, the first responder and the primary responder, like we were in Puerto Rico, it's never an ideal situation. But I do believe, for example, with Puerto Rico, that we kept that island from complete and total collapse.
You think so?
I do.
Maybe, but Puerto Rico remains a slow-motion disaster, a place where the governor finally admits they don't even know how many died in the storm. After reporting by CNN and others sparked an official review, the fatality number could jump from 63 to over 1,000. But that is just one horrible puzzle to solve here. How the hell did you get this contract? Whitefish, the tiny company promised $300 million to help fix the grid, was fired just weeks into the job. The head of the island's power authority quit amid the scandal, and now as the Army Corps of Engineers struggles through jungle terrain, a third of the island remains in the dark.
Every dot is a disaster.
Right.
While he preaches storm preparedness, Brock Long disagrees with the science that says a hotter planet makes this the new normal.
A lot of this could be the climate's changing. It also could be other things that are cyclical in nature.
But he believes the odds that millions of Americans are destined to taste a disaster in their lifetime. And we should all adjust expectations.
The idea that FEMA is the cavalry that's going to come riding over the hill and put everything back.
Yeah,
Wrong.
so
Wrong to think that way.
The thing is that our assistance, I'm never going to make anybody whole from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. What's frustrating to me is that when volunteers are out there complaining, about the level of response, what I'm trying to say is we need you.